mentioned, because I was a poor punk rock musician, and the only noise gate that was actually decent back then was the ISP decimator, and it was like 350 euros. I don't know, that's a lot of beers I can drink.
Hi, right now we're in Berlin and we're here with Lichtlaerm. Lichtlaerm.
Lichtlaerm Audio.
With Daniel, the headmaster, mastermind, head engineer, whatever you want to call it.
The dude. The dude behind the company.
The dude of Lichtlaerm. So, okay, to begin with, I had a hard time getting my head around the name of the company.
Yeah, I can get
So, what does it mean? Where does it come from?
So the thing is, we're actually named after an old like D-Beat crust album by Alpinist. Yeah. So it's one of my favorite albums. It's just called Lichtlaerm.
Yeah.
And like, I always thought it's such a cool album, but they split up, and I don't know, just the name kind of resonated with me. And I play in like a crusty black metal band, and we played a gig where some old punk came to us. Like, we have like a lot of strobe lights, so it's really stressful. And he came up to us and was like, "Wow, that was a lot of Lichtlaerm," which kind of means like stressful lights as well.
All right.
And so
Licht is like light and Lärm.
yeah,
is,
Lärm is noise actually,
okay.
but if you translate
alarm.
it, like Lichtlaerm is like if you're in like stressful lights that's like triggering seizures and stuff.
Yeah.
So kind of the name just followed me around.
Nice.
And when I started the company, I was like, what am I going to name it? I didn't want to go with like some short version of something. And I'm not a local patriot or not a patriot at all, so I don't want to like made in Germany, you know, all that bullshit. Like, I don't care. So I was like, it has been following me around anyway, so why not name it after like one of my favorite albums of all time and honor a band that's not around anymore.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Such sweet. So anyway, so we're here in northwest Berlin, right?
Actually, no. Like in eastern Berlin.
No, northeast.
Northeast. Like
I have a hard time with left and right.
Yeah.
It's 50-50
It's not a problem. We can switch if you want.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're in eastern Berlin, like on the border of Lichtenberg and Marzahn, which is like, it's okay for companies. I wouldn't want to live here, but I do live here. So. Like, I don't know, it's like really conservative area.
Oh, really?
And conservative is putting it really lightly.
Okay.
Let's say it's like full of closet fascists.
So it's a good place to make some noise.
Exactly, like just annoy the people.
Counterculture should be in this area. Yeah.
I mean, there is a lot of counterculture because we're in the same area where like all the rehearsal rooms are. Like my rehearsal room is in the building next door.
Oh, really?
And like most bands are here nowadays.
Nice.
So there's a lot of subcultural life, but it's still the area is kind of It's like not the place you want to be as like a more alternative person.
All right. So we can continue. So now we have sort of the background.
Yeah.
You have some amazing pedals. I just tried all of them almost, I think.
Yeah.
And if I wasn't such a poor musician, I would buy all of them. I just bought one.
Yes. New one, actually.
Yeah, and I'm getting it manufactured right over there.
Yeah, it's actually done. We already put it there.
Yeah.
That's Alex. The only other guy in the company.
Yeah.
It's really weird because people usually when they meet me, they're like, "Oh, you've gotten so big with the company. Like, how many people are you?" It's like, yeah, it's me and Alex. Like, we're just working for like 10 people.
Very productive. All right.
Yeah.
So, what brought you to begin doing stuff, or what was it that? So, what did you get you started? Was it the pedals or the amps or?
Pedals for sure.
Yeah.
So I started building my own pedals like over 10 years ago, and I guess it's the same thing that you just mentioned because I was a poor punk rock musician, and I didn't see a point in like paying shitloads of money for pedals. Actually, what got me started was I was trying to get rid of noise.
Yeah.
And the only noise gate that was actually decent back then was the ISP decimator.
Yeah.
And it was like 350 euros. I was like, I don't know, that's a lot of beers I can drink. Or I don't know, you can actually buy a cheap guitar for that or whatever. And so I started like disassembling noise gate circuits and like looking up different noise gates on the internet and just getting to know like this really specific thing.
Yeah.
And when Lichtlaerm started, it was like a one product company. We only did a noise gate,
really?
which like till today is like one of our best selling things. It's
That's
like
nice.
the key and gate, which I don't know, it's such a stupid name that is so easy to remember. And I guess that's
key
part
and
of the
yeah,
thing.
I saw it on your website.
Yeah, exactly. And it really got us on the map here in Germany. Like, if someone buys a noise gate in Germany, it's ours.
Okay.
And it's like everyone and their grandma has one. And yeah, so
I don't have one, but I'm not also
but you're
in
not
Germany.
from Germany.
No.
But you're now in Germany. Maybe I
Yeah.
have to give you one. Yeah, and I don't know, like that kind of gave me the security to do more stuff. And because we're like still mainly into like metal, post-metal, sludge, crust, like all the heavy genres.
Yeah.
Started out with the Altar, which is like a big muff circuit, but on steroids and crystal meth. Like it's definitely really heavy sludge fuzz. And I don't know, like distortions and overdrives and stuff is like still what's selling the best for us. So this is still giving me like the financial stability to go crazy, like with crazy reverbs, phaser, and lately what I always wanted to do, an amp. So
And this is like the most good-looking amp I have seen, I think.
thank you so much. Like, I mean, it's a really organic look. It's a lot inspired by Science Amplification, which is like a brand from the US.
Okay, never heard of.
They're good friends of ours, and like they do amazing work. But their design philosophy is like completely different.
Yeah.
They're doing like 300 watts, like single channel Doom amps, and this is like it's like 2 3/4 channels, which sounds kind of weird, but it has like 2 gain settings on the lead channel, and the quarter channel that I mentioned is like the defeat function, which I showed to you, where you basically can bypass the preamp and add preamp pedals or whatever, and extend it like eternally. Like you can turn it in an unlimited channel amp if you want. And like it's MIDI programmable. It has a built-in. Yeah. So basically, what you can do is like you hit a switch, then you dial in. It's of course a complete bullshit setting, but then you store it. And you go back here, and every time I hit the same switch again, it recalls all the settings.
Seriously? Oh, right.
Yeah. So the thing is, I'm as a musician, I'm really lazy.
Yeah.
Like, I want everything to be done with one switch. I'm also really clumsy. Like, if I have to kick multiple pedals, I'm gonna fall on my nose on stage.
Yeah.
Like it happened a lot of times already. So I want everything like streamlined and So
but that
MIDI
means
is
you
the
can
way
also
to go.
you don't actually have to have that pedal. You can
you
control
can-
it with external MIDI controller.
Exactly. You can even run it like with a MIDI interface. You can have it switched by your laptop or whatever. And like this foot switch has the advantage that it also serves as a power supply for your pedal board.
Ah, nice.
So it brings out 9 volt to your pedal board, and you can just connect your pedals to the foot switch and get power from it.
You are one clever bastard.
Like the thing is, I always say like I'm a really dumb bastard, but I have the dumb ideas first.
Yeah.
So
Then you just refine the dumb idea.
Exactly.
Something genius.
Exactly. And like also the amp, like I'm kid of the 90s, so I love rack gear.
Yeah.
So the chassis is 19-inch. You can just take it out and mount it in a rack.
Okay, so you have the rack gears on it behind.
No,
or-
but you can just
Add
get
it,
like a rack case to it. But it's 19-inch. You can just screw it on like an Adam Hall, like rack tray or whatever. But it fits into a rack. That was like my main goal.
Yeah.
So the design was really a pain in the ass because you can see how many switches and knobs, and there's a noise gate in there, and MIDI switching, and if you look through the side, like huge transformers, like because it has to deliver up to 200 watts. So this, like it's configured now, is like two EL34s, 2 KD88s, and this way it has like 150 watts already, but it's like the size of a 50 watt EVH. And
Yeah.
I wanted the most powerful, most flexible, compact amp. Like if you look to all the other ones that are next to it, like it's way smaller, it's way lighter. Like we use lightweight wood and have like integrated handles.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Then you just have to be careful so you don't shock yourself.
No. Obviously, we're really German, so there's a lot of laws to protect people.
Yeah, I heard so.
Like there is a whole pack of laws that you have to apply and like get certified for. So everything is safe. Like you can do whatever you want in here.
Yeah.
You're not getting shocked. It's getting a bit warm, which is an advantage. In Sweden, for example, where it's cold, you have cold fingers. Like you're in some basement venue and you just put your hands in there, wait for 10 minutes, and you can play guitar because you're warmed up already.
Taschenwarme. Or what's it called?
Kind of like we have Taschenwärmer.
Taschenwärme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They exist for pockets. They exist for shoes. Best thing ever.
I got a pair of those as a gift once.
Oh yeah, they're amazing.
Taschenwärme.
Yeah.
Cool. And then also, of course, you have your cabs and speakers and stuff.
Exactly. So the thing is, we do all kinds of cabs because everything is customizable.
Yeah.
Like also with the amps, like if you want different toe legs, if you want different front, if you want it just as a rack mount, if you want it to look like a Marshall Plexi, it's not a problem. It's the advantage of being a small company. Like we don't have to do like huge batches of everything.
Yeah, of course.
And so obviously like the standard thing is like a 4x12. We also do 2x12s, but the one we had in the workshop just sold because one guy was like, I need it, it's my birthday next week. And so we just sold him our workshop one. But 4x12 is like the standard size. And this is like the dumbest thing ever. It's an 8x12. So it's basically a full...
But they are
a bit closer together.
Yeah.
But it's not a lot actually. So it's basically like a full stack in one.
Yeah.
And we tried it. It actually sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Like it was more like you were at Guitar Summit.
Yeah.
We just wanted to have something that no one else has that
course.
just sticks out, and it's kind of a gag, like a joke. But then we plugged it in and we were like, damn, it actually sounds good as well.
I mean, more volume.
More volume, yeah.
It's actually not stupid at all.
Yeah, exactly. Like we measured everything. Like I'm really like overthinking person usually.
Yeah.
So I do all the scientific calculations, and like there are no standing resonances in this cab that you have somewhere else. So it's like really bringing out what the speakers sound like, what the amp sounds like.
Yeah.
And especially with the speakers in there, which are also our own.
Yeah.
They need a lot of room to breathe.
All right.
So usually if someone asks, we're like, don't put them in a standard sized cab. They won't sound as good as they can.
Will they do good in like the standard Mesa?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like they still sound good in a normal cab, but to get it to the full potential, they get a big cabinet. It's the same with like, look at the EVM speakers, like the 12L. They just sound really good in like a dedicated cabinet. And we designed our cabinets to fit perfectly to the speaker and bring out the best in them.
That's really cool. So you said this one doesn't have any like standing waves in that sort of way, but how is are they also
it's the
designed
same
like that?
Yeah, because they are like even a bit bigger than this one if you calculate the volume per speaker. And with the 2x12, it's the same because it's approximately this size.
Yeah.
So it's like not even two speakers smaller. It's like just a third smaller.
Yeah.
Like everything is oversized, and like we always calculate like the perfect volume for the speakers. And this is what we're going with. Like no compromises.
Yeah. So I'm gonna demo one of your speakers.
I would love to.
My goal is to make a custom cab for it. So could you then recommend to me the volume that it's supposed to be used?
I can send you the exact volume. Like we have data sheets.
I'm so lucky.
So the thing is like we said, Germans,
Yeah.
like we have everything in writing. Everything is calculated till the last like cubic centimeter.
Yeah.
Like got all the data.
That's
I can
cool.
share it to you. You probably won't understand half of the parameters in there.
Probably
but
don't.
It doesn't really matter.
That's why I don't do this.
Yeah.
It's a totally different thing.
Yeah.
So would you mind just like giving a quick tour of the workshop, or is that something you
No,
want to
sure we
show?
can. Sure, we can.
Yeah,
Like,
because this is very
interesting.
organized chaos.
It is. It is. Like, actually, it's just organized. It just looks like chaos if you're not from here. So basically, what we have here is like the amp wall, where you can try like all our amps and cabinets, like also through headphones if you want. A selection of like typical standard amps and crazy amps.
Yeah. Do you have, sorry for interrupting, but do you have a lot of customers coming here to try out stuff?
Actually, you're the third one today.
Oh, really?
You're not a customer, you're a buddy.
I am a customer now.
Yeah, you are. Like, so that's why we have like different amps here at all times, because like having like the industry standards with like 5150 style amp, Petersburg, which is basically like a JCM 800, Sun Model T for people who want to hear it. It's actually a small one. It's like 50 watts instead of like the big chungus that like 378 does, for example. We also have some rarities like 300T, Jarell and Meat Smoke, who are both not made anymore, but like really great bass amps. Because we're working on a line of bass pedals right now.
Oh, cool.
So we need something to show them. Yeah, as you can see, like this is the window. All the rooms on the right are rehearsal rooms, so we can't leave the door open because there are usually like...
Oh, there's rehearsal rooms in this building.
Yeah. So we have one drummer here, like right next door. He's only practicing snare, 8 hours per day. I was like, just duck, 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 duck.
Awesome.
And it's like, it's killing me. I love music, but that's not music. It's annoying. Like he's not good. He's like Lars Ulrich. He's playing for 40 years and he can't even get the snare drum. Hey Lars, love you. Yeah, this is usually our working spots. Like Alex assembles all the pedals back there, programs the digital stuff down here. Our secret weapon in the workshop. Shitty,
do you want to show?
Yes, do it. It's like a shitty Bugera amp. It's the worst sounding amp I've ever heard. But every time we do a new pedal, we use this to voice the pedal. Because if the pedal sounds good through this amp, it will sound good through any other amp.
So it's your equivalent of the NS10?
Exactly. That's our NS10, but it's cheaper. A lot. This is our storage space for parts. We have our own system of like assembling input and output jacks that makes it really easily serviceable. It's just like a plug-in kind of connection. So every customer, if they break the pedal, I can just send them a replacement part. And they can just fix it on their own without having to send it back and like forth. And it takes weeks till it comes from the US here and back.
Smart.
Yeah. As you can see, we just got a huge delivery of like new enclosures, new parts. So it's looking like hell here. Here's like the finished circuit boards. This is all pedals, like different ones. Here we have the King in Yellow. This is, I guess, the Ritual. Yep. What he says.
But those are like, you make them in like huge chunks and then you just cut them up.
We have them in panels, so we can just assemble them like, it goes so much faster. So everything that's like halfway finished is stored here. Here's like more pedals that are kind of finished, all the enclosures, all the face plates. It's kind of, we talked about it a second ago, but it was off camera, so I'm showing it again. So we decided at some point to go with face plates instead of prints, because this artwork on here, it's actual real gold. Yeah. So it's like really gold plated. It's like you can feel the art, and maybe it's worth something if the world goes to shit and we live in like a Mad Max scenario where people are looking for precious metals. Yeah.
Doesn't make it sound better though?
Probably, yeah. So it's like tone metal.
Tone metal.
Hi, Glenn.
What the fuck are you saying?
Yeah, so over here is like the shipping corner. This is like a huge shipping box that we send to our dealers. I guess that's for Japan. Here's like the folded shipping boxes. Really nice design. Our artwork lady, like she's
nice.
amazing. And like here's what we have to do, like a to-do list and what we have in stock. Back here is like the current pedal stock, which is like, it's going empty every week, so we always have to like restock. More shipping stuff, more enclosures. Somewhere back here is also like a half-built Sun Model T. It's on the other side. We're just building stuff for ourselves every now and then.
Yeah.
Just to have.
Is that also something you do, like
commercially?
commission work, or just
No,
buy?
no. Like they're just for ourselves.
Yeah.
So I wanted to build a Sun Model T for myself. Then his bass amp got stolen. I was like, okay, kind of.
That's cool. This is, I mean, we have covered a lot.
Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah.
I mean, thanks so much for
You're welcome.
sharing so much of your.
I mean,
the inside.
you saw the office as well. I'm not going to show that on camera because you saw how it looks. I just came back from Guitar Summit and I just threw everything in there. Looks like a garbage pile.
That's perfect.
But organized chaos.
Yeah.